play a little bit more aggressively now. I want to see a little bit more communication from them though, because like that first round too, shorthanded, somebody's got to say something about where the enemy's located, and
Yeah.
there's really we didn't talk about the kill feed in the game. We have access to the kill feed as people are dying, but they need to report their deaths. But if you're
Yeah.
talking to each other, you can communicate that information as to someone's location. And sometimes, as it's nice to look at the UI and see a physical count, but there's like a mental component too of having to keep up with. Oh, I killed this person here. This is how many people are really alive. We're going down to the conference room. There's the kitchen I was talking about before. Help point down there on the second floor, or first floor, excuse me.
You know, when I've been playing in this map, it does seem that the sniper's nest sometimes does make a difference, especially when you
Absolutely.
take when the defending team takes spawn point, like the objective room this close to the windows.
Yeah, absolutely. For the attackers, it's gonna be Mid King now choosing the P90. I think this is the first time we've seen it this tournament so far, right?
Yeah.
It didn't show up once in game one.
Yeah. I don't know if they're planning on rushing, because that thing's really good for rushing, but I don't think if it's good for the mid or the long range.
I mean, if they are planning that, it is four grouped up together. Monitor still choosing that alleyway start. And K-Blane will take out Monitor. Looks like he saw Monitor creeping out in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Ooh, and K-Blane taking out Gerbil World. Sal gets a C4 kill, but Tyro will kill him, so that's going to be a trade.
They're taking very long to enter the premise. I feel like that is part of their reasons for failing.
Yeah, they're... Or camera. Yeah, they're definitely taking their time. I actually thought that having a full strength 5, they would be a little bit more aggressive. Looking down the back stairs. Certified Freak will push up. Retreating, that was basic. Tyro's got trouble in the main stairs, gets taken up by Revenge.
Ooh.
Freak with the big bad shotgun. Oh, just comes back down. Gets taken out by Saitama. Three 0.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Well, very quickly, I mean, taking out Monitor made Enemy West have four players instead of 5, and that's not exactly something that they weren't used to already by this point. But
Yeah.
it's certainly didn't help them. I think, like you mentioned earlier, just carefully moving in. The longer you wait to move in, you just let the defenders just get a nice stronghold on their position.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're taking their time to understand where to go in from after the planning table, and I feel like that's where they're doing it wrong. They should be, planning it ahead of time. They should know where they want to go from.
Yes, they definitely should have a plan. I mean, we can actually see to what they're drawing, if they are drawing, but they might just be talking instead of drawing it out. We're going to look at room 302 as a starting point. There, you see some of the markings right there from the attacking team.
Not a lot of use for, traps in any of these rounds.
Yeah.
Or that could also be because they haven't really gone into the rooms as much.
That's yeah, and that's correct. Yeah, they haven't exactly had to hold up those points. What Booyah Boys were doing quite well was they were basically, I mean, and that has to do with Enemy West being just too careful getting in as well. But they've been controlling the entry points to the hotel.
Deploying in 10
Once you
seconds.
let the attacking team get into the hotel, there's a lot of mystery as far as where they could go because they have so many options.
Yeah.
And with Enemy West being short-handed, we saw that come to their disadvantage. You know how easily they were getting flanked.
Okay, this time they're going a lot faster, I guess.
Sal with
they're
the
still not-
shield. Once again.
They're not sticking together. They're very spread out.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because Mid King, you see, he's down here on the first floor. All he can do is watch with that bulletproof glass up front. Certified Freak out on a balcony. They are really spread out. K-Blane will get the first kill, taking out Monitor once again. K-Blane seems to have Monitor's number. Enemy West, once again, down to 4 men, and K-Blane will take out Certified Freak. And if he kept holding that a little longer, he might have gotten another chance to get a kill there. Saitama taking out Tyro.
Very coordinated.
Yes, you see them moving together. We have Basic over there working on the objective in the meantime. Sal gets the shield killed on Mid King, and Booyah Boys will defuse the bomb for round number 4. A sweep is in the making.
It might be a 4-0. Sorry, 5-0. I really thought that having 5 members, they would do a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, well, one thing that we kind of saw early on in this game too is a bit of a lack of coordination by Enemy West, and
Yeah.
it seems like even with 5, like you still got to be able to fix the coordination. Someone's got to grab a hold of their team members here and say, "Look, we got to focus, we got to communicate, we got to talk."
Definitely, yeah.
You know, I'm not sure how much
Because,
talking
you know,
happened on that side of it. Yeah,
Even though Booyah Boys basically, started
planning
scattered,
to find
they
the
kind of did have coordination if you think about it.
yeah. Absolutely, you definitely saw some changes being made after they knew. It seemed like they wanted to have Monitor go somewhere and then move because we saw like the team was waiting essentially as another one was moving around, and then after he got
Yeah.
killed, then we saw movement happening. So, you know, there's definitely something to be said about some communication going on. And boys, we have 6 kills on K-Blane here and 5 on Saitama. Still feel so guilty about the whole name thing. I get mad about with myself for getting people's names wrong. They're working so hard for only for me to say something stupid. Gerbil World with some armor. Monitor.
Locate and defuse the bomb.
and monitors with the C4. Tyro has a spy cam set up.
Sal with the ballistic shield again.
Yeah. Basic is out in the parking lot. See if K-Blane here can pick up a few more targets, or if maybe Enemy West has learned not to be so aggressive. Mid King getting spotted out there by Basic. The King will retreat. Basic's gonna move up to 304.
Ooh,
Gerbil
Sal's
World
dead.
got the shield. Revenge taking out Pyro. And firefight in the back here. Looks like World will get that kill on Revenge. It is now 2v4. Scratch that. 1v4. Saitama gets taken out by Certified. Enemy West might pick up a round here. like monitors across the hall. Pre-firing his way. Out there, Basic will retreat down to the floor below. Coming back to Mid King. Mid King should have the information of Basic being below. Let's see what his team does. Basic breaking the glass to come in. All of this is all information. It's all noise that the defenders can use to figure out what Basic is up to. In the rear staircase, Basic will have trouble on his right and left. Mid King not aware. Now turning around. Basic will take out Certified. 1v3. Mid King peeking out. Closes the door. No one will push. Which is smart for enemy West.
Yeah, they shouldn't push. They should actually stick to their position and make sure that, you know, no entry is allowed.
Basic will pie and retreat. Not sure if Mid King heard that repel or not, but across the way! What a kill by Basic on Monitor! 1v2. And all of a sudden, enemy West looking for their first round in this game. Might start to get some nerves, but Gerbil World will deny the boys a sweep.
They might be coming around this round.
They're being patient, and as defenders, that is a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
One thing you know as a defender is where the attackers have to go. All right, so
Yeah.
there's no reason to have to, like, you know, push out there, but they do need to be able to shift with based on what the attackers are doing, and I think we saw enemy West definitely make a shift in that round towards being a bit more coordinated. But man, that was a nice sweeping kill there by Basic as he came into the balcony on 304. Bomb location is 3rd floor housekeeping, or 2nd floor for the European viewers.
Yeah.
Valkyrie and a door trap. I think, yeah, Certified Freak is setting up a door trap up there. Mid King with the Bison. Double fragging it. Gerbil World has a wedge as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Molotov on Monitor 0. And the Uzi and a Molotov on Tyro. Double Molotov. The Molotov is not so effective, I guess, at getting a kill unless you can time it where the person is, but more effective at denying access for at least a temporary amount of time to a certain area.
Yeah.
Locate and defuse the bomb.
Okay, they seem to be bunching up a lot.
And Sal will start in the alley with the shield. C2 charge over there, and Basic, and he's got the sniper's nest. See, enemy West probably needs to avoid the hall. Basic does spot some trouble. Monitor getting K-Blane out. And Saitama with the flank.
I think Basic might get a kill. Okay, he's leaving.
He's leaving now. Yep. Sal, the front man up top. Oh, Gerbil World does not get the kill. Tyro gets that from Revenge. Sal pushing it on Certified Freak. Sal will take out Certified Freak. It is 3v2 now. 2 kills for the boys. Tyro, Dribble World will take out Saitama. Tyro is now dealing with trouble from basic very quickly, 2v1. And with the win, it's Sal's Nade taking out Gerbil World. Booyah, boys.
Good game. Good game.
Takes game number 2. My goodness. That was quite the finish.
Everyone's dying.
Yeah. I mean, they've all pushed in there and was really putting all on the line. Let's go ahead and see how that's going to affect our bracket. We'll have to update that in just a moment. But you see, the Booyah Boys will be moving on and facing the winner between Kaplan and Garage Cam Warriors, which is our next matchup. Wow. That ending was not expected, I would say.
I was actually thinking they would get this one.
Yeah.
And, we'll have to move on to another round.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. There we go. Now I can go ahead and get that updated. There we go. It's going to be Booyah Boys. Moving forward, this round, no, this second round that we have here on the bracket that we're showing on the bracket now will be for next weekend, right? Tomorrow, we still have the games between Profits and Bazix, Team Name and Metal Titans.
Hoping they don't have a member missing.
Yeah. All right. So this matchup now, Kaplan versus Garage Cam. Let's see. So we're gonna go back to the format of residential house first for the first game. Then they'll play Hotel Trouble for game 2. If required, the third map we'll see is Embassy Raid. While those teams are getting set up, let's talk a little bit about our new features again, because just for anyone returning to the game from early access, because you made some changes to the stamina system, and we also added the adrenaline kit. Anyone that was there before, but now if they haven't, depending how long it's been since early access they've joined, it's here in 1.0. So you want to talk to me a little bit about that system?
So the stamina system has received changes like over the years, right? So it's like from the very beginning, from early access, like if you remember, there was no limited stamina where you can only run a specific amount of time. When we started off, it was mostly just camera shake. We wanted to use the camera shake to make you stop sprinting, and of course that did not seem like a good idea if if you played for a long amount of time. It becomes very what's the word, like it would give you a headache at some point. So that's why we kept changing it over the years to find the fine balance, basically. And what we've found is, it's like right now the new system basically allows you to sprint longer, but at the same time only for certain things. Like if you're an attacker, the longer you sprint, later on you're not going to be able to sprint as much. So the whole idea is you're allowed to sprint as long as you want, but if you're doing it, if you're overdoing it, you're going to be limited to very short bursts of sprints. This is to make sure that you're not running around a lot. It's to make sure that you keep your pacing.
Right, and that's something too, because we talk about how 0 Hour is more of like a slow-paced, tactical shooter, but there's various economies in the game, besides like weapons economy. But talking about a stamina economy basically is what you're describing here. Is you have to manage that out. Like how much are you going to use now to forfeit for
Yeah.
later on, and then maybe you have to sit and wait a little bit. That kind of
Yeah.
like that does change a little bit about the pressure that you're going to apply. And with Residential House too, that match that we're about or the map that we're about to play next, very different from Hotel Trouble, where essentially your spawn points are so close that you have a lot of that stamina economy to work with from the very beginning.
Actually, one of the things I forgot to say almost is before the 1.0 update, the way the stamina system worked. Let's say if we played in Bank is quite a like it's a big map if you think about it, and if
Yes.
if your teammates are far away and you're playing as a defender, and you hear or that the attackers are using the bomb, what happened back then is like you'd not have the stamina to go back or you'd not have the chance. So it would slow you down immediately. So the whole point of the new stamina system is you have this like you can have this long stamina usage whenever you want, but it's only like for that one time,
Right.
right? So you have to understand. Okay, I should not misuse it. I should not like overuse my stamina. Save it if whenever it's necessary, because even if you get flashed, you're gonna drain your stamina, and things like this you have to manage.
Yeah, and then talking about it, because now we're talking about the very beginning of a match when you enter the game. Let's talk about a little bit
Yeah.
the entries, because there's unique characteristics with Zero Hour about how like an attacking team would enter the game and just how the doors work overall. And we've seen some C2 usage as well last time on Residential House. So let's talk a little bit about both of those things.
Um, One of the things is like the procedural prop placement. This was also added like halfway into the early access, and I feel like that has played a really good part in the game because it ensures that every round you can't be doing the same thing. Sometimes the procedural prop will be blocking a certain entry point and you'll have to go around. And yeah, that's something exciting, and we want to grow more onto that later on. But other than that, the other differences, like for example, door rammer was not something there was before, and then we also added C2. We added C2 almost like the second update after early access,
Mm-hmm.
but the C2 has been updated. Actually, like the whole door system has been upgraded. So now, if you use C2 or a door rammer, you can completely break the door. So there's nothing stopping you. So this is something, it gets exciting. I got a lot of dogs in my background.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and then I remember when the procedural prop placement update came out. Like one of the things that we were just constantly running cycles of rounds, and the thing that was really it did bring a different challenge to every single round. It basically forced teams to have to come up with alternates rather than just practicing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But they definitely have changed the dynamic of how like you will approach each round, going from as both as an attacker and as a defender, because sometimes the prop placement can work a little bit against you too if you come in with this preconceived idea of like, okay, we're going to go ahead and hold this position and hold that position and maybe forfeit that other one. Well, your whole plan changed if the props have blocked a certain entrance point. But it's definitely been something that has I think through the early access process has been one of like the more unique things and biggest things about that about the game overall.
Yeah.
The other thing too, because I loved to do this playing the game from like streaming it with on public matches, is the C2 charge. Okay, so now the C2 charge, we go in and it's a nice point of not just attack as far as like surprise attack, like because normally you just swing open the door. If you kick, it gives off a bit of a sound that hints that something is going on. But
Or you're stuck in position when you're kicking.
yeah, and you're right there in front of as soon as you get the kick, the defenders can just immediately start shooting through the door and take you out, unless it's one of those metal doors, but which we don't, which was more of a thing on Hotel Trouble. I don't think there are no metal doors in Residential House, if I remember right. So as you're trying to go ahead and kick the door down in Residential House, you're gonna be probably screwed really shortly. But also like it does damage on the other side. I've gotten some surprise kills that way myself. So it's
Yeah.
it's considered a utility item, but I kind of consider it like the third weapon.
Yeah, and at this point, like, back then you'd only get one of everything,
Yep.
and now you get two of a lot of these utilities.
Yeah, they're definitely neat little tools that you can get on added to the game. Um, One thing too, for we do have some people who are just seeing the game maybe for the first time, and maybe like they're just looking at this PvP competition going on. But we do have a co-op in the 0 hour, right? And you guys made some changes with that as well, with the AI. I know one of the things people used to say in early access was, "Oh, the AI is so challenging," but you've actually made some even more improvements to make it even more challenging, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've done both ways. Like
Yes.
we've tried balancing, or we've tried finding the perfect balance. Because what happened is, like, we would get comments saying, "Okay, this is too easy," and then we'll also it's too hard, and that is something, it's something we had to make sure that, okay, the players understand what this, suspect AIs are trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
and the suspect AIs convey enough information to make sure that, they're playing smart, but they're not being AIs, right? And so, yeah, our suspect AIs try to be as real as possible and try to, be aggressive when needed, and also fall back whenever, it's necessary. Um, Along with that, now we also added Squad AI, very recently. I mean, it's been a year or so, but
Mm-hmm.
quite recent in the sense that it's been in works for a long time.
Yeah, it's been
And
continually
it's
improving as well.
Yeah, because Squad AI is not something we've initially planned on giving. It was something that we have, managed to think, okay, so this is something we want to add,
Mm-hmm.
and it is possible by us. And if people haven't already noticed, we don't exactly try giving announcements of features, or things that we want to add ahead of time. We try to, only give you the information where, we are sure we can add certain things. Other than that, we surprise you with, whatever new comes up.
Yeah, and actually, talking about whatever new comes up, I have a roadmap here for let's talk about what has been recently added and what's coming up. Um, the new maps recently. We talked about the stamina system and the adrenaline system. Um, we talked about the doors already. A downstate. We didn't really haven't seen it yet. We didn't really talk about it yet,
We
but
haven't,
that's,
yeah.
talked about the downstate that was added.
Downstate is, I mean, it's supposed to be very rare when it comes to PvP. It's mostly seen in co-op because, it seems more fair there. But
Introducing a
yeah,
brand new
if
mechanic
a
with the
player
1.0
is below
update, the
1
downstate
HP
and
or
the
like
revive
1 HP
system.
in general,
Now, when your
they
health
treat
drops
them
below
fine.
15 HP in
When they're
co-op
down,
or 2
they
HP
have
in
like around
PvP, you
15
will enter a
seconds
downstate.
for another
In this
team to have
vulnerable
advantage.
position, you're unable to fight or move. If your
The
teammates
other
have a
aspect
medkit
being, like, of course,
equipped, they can revive
it's
you,
not as
bringing you
simple as
back into
that.
the
If
fight
you
and
are
giving your
down,
team a
like,
second chance
either
to turn
you
the
or your
tide.
teammate needs to have a medkit to make sure that, you can be revived.
In addition to
Otherwise,
that, custom mode also
you
has
can't.
some new
You have to
features.
just see your
First
teammate
up
die.
is the competitive breaker switch. When activated, the
And
competitive
one other thing to that was added, I think around that same time, was the competitive breaker switch that we've been using in this in this tournament today. What is how is that different from the normal one?
Sorry, could you repeat?
No, sorry, the competitive breaker switch. Yeah, so that was one of the features that was also added at the same time with the revive part. How is that different from the normal? Like, what changes were made for the competitive
So
breaker versus standard?
competitive breaker switch makes sense when it comes to, like, doing tournaments like we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
It ensures that, even when the breaker switch is, all the lights are turned off, basically you still have a fighting chance, because otherwise the game aims for realism, but during tournament, I think that's not necessary to have.
All right. So it looks like our teams are ready to go as well. So we will revisit more stuff about what's coming soon later on. But for right now, looks like we're going to get game one between Capland and Garage Cam Warriors underway. So for residential house, we have makeshift plan Vinette, Light, Chris, Swirly on Capland. And on Garage Cam Warriors, it's Badass Buick Operations STFU, RJ, Taylor Swift fan, and Through.
He's a dedicated fan.
Yeah, we can say that because it's a person's name, right? We don't.
Yeah. No, that's
Not
okay.
no affiliation,
No
but
No affiliations, but it's okay.
uh,
Man's representing, so.
ooh, dog.
Use the planning table to find the bomb.
All right, so getting to that beautiful planning table here, looks like Garage Cam Warriors will start in the kitchen.
Which makes a lot of sense. This map, I feel like, kitchen is a very good spot to defend.
Yeah, kitchen. I've always preferred it to playing, PvP, defending. Like that's always my first go-to. And we were talking about procedural plot placement earlier. We see Badass Buick looking. There's the access to the first floor office. Is basically his only way out is the living room. So there's that in effect. In other rounds, you might not see that there. Operations. Watching that first floor storage room. RJ will be in the showcase area. Taylor Swift fan in the living room. And Through is going to defend up above. Oh, looks like a little bit of lag there, but 5 seconds until Capland starts their attack.
Locate and defuse the bomb.
And it looks like I've just heard that spy cam go out. Makeshift plan will start to fire silenced M4 down that first floor entrance. Buick has set himself up to the side. We have 3 starting.
They're starting loud.
Yeah. Oh!
They're not-
Taylor Swift fan takes out Light with the shield through the window. We do see teams do this where they'll just go start firing through windows, and even if you don't get a kill, you start getting. Makeshift plan will take out Buick, who was in that first floor living room. But we do see teams able to make some shots because at the very least will do some damage. You see Swirly here has 81 health left just from the firing in and out. Taylor Swift fan with the blind fire through the front door gets Makeshift plan. Will keep firing through the front door. Chris down to 65, definitely taking some hits, continues to take some hits, down to 39. They're just taking damage by firing through the windows, the covered windows.
Yeah, the defending team has not really gotten any of these bullets connecting.
Swift fan takes out Swirly. RJ taking out Vineet, and Chris is all that's left for Capland. So some strategy that we're seeing Garage Cam Warriors employ here is where you essentially deny by bullet fire, and Through waiting for Chris to open that door, takes him out. Garage Cam Warriors takes round number 1.
I'll have those rounds to fix later on.
Yeah. One of the things about being the developer on watching the stream is you just like watch all like the little like imperfections going, oh, I need to fix that. I need to fix it. Always tweaking,
Yeah, I
right?
need to fix that. Yeah. I've
Wow.
already made a list before next match tomorrow.
That's the other advantage too of I guess when you can when you have a moment. I don't want to say you have a lot of time, but you have a moment to actually just look at it and sit and observe for yourself. You go through and go, I'm gonna fix that one, and then you get to just do it
Yeah.
yourself and jump on it right away.
Because I play the game, but I don't get to use this UI, as much, right? So, and it's also a very specific UI issues that I'm getting right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right, we're talking about the
having
caster side of it, not versus like the player what the
Yeah.
players see in game. Yes.
Yeah. So for people who are just joining or don't know about it, this is not the game UI. This is the caster mode. This is a separate mode in the game where you can have this, tournament UI.
So first floor
You
living
know, the
room.
one if yeah, this room is picked a lot more than I initially thought.
Deploying in
Yeah, I know one thing that defenders generally like about the first floor, and this is, talking about how architects design it. The maps here, based on like, the real world environments. But
defuse the bomb.
it's the second floor is difficult to defend. You have a massive hall that just leaves you exposed, and so the defenders are essentially using, the strategy of like, okay, where can I hold a point to properly position themselves, position the objective, I should say.
You know, it's good that they have a shield with them. It allows them to take these peeks.
Oh, what a tight peak there that Buick is holding.
Yeah.
He did take some damage, down to 59 health, and Swirly will get taken out by Taylor Swift fan. Kaplan not as aggressive this start as they were last time. At Garage Cam taking them out. Taylor Swift fan takes out Makeshift Plan. Buick pushing up a little harder. Sees that shield, will hold his bullets. Operations taking out Chris. Taylor Swift fan takes out Vinit. And Taylor Swift fan holding this. So yeah, you cannot keep aggressively pushing like that part and like that when you see you're getting flanked from two sides. That shield's not going to help you. It's good for like there's a narrow angle that it can block bullets from, and
The car alarm is cutting you off.
yeah. Ah! But yeah, like it's just kind of like one of those things where if you see people are dropping around you, the shield's job, if you have players behind you, is to protect them essentially, and it needs to back up if he sees trouble, because the shield is for one thing is not necessarily that maneuverable up front.
They're taking Enfield this time.
Yep.
It is surprising they would use that right now.
Well, I mean, I think the thought process there is probably just play back a little bit more than they did even that first round.
Yeah.
Garage Cam Warriors with 2 rounds up on Kaplan will be looking to win all 3 before attacking. And as an attacker, you will feel a lot more comfortable being in that position with 3 rounds up. Game gets a lot more interesting with the 2-1 situation. And Garage Cam Warriors will try to prevent that from happening in round number 3. Taylor Swift fan with 7 kills just in the first 2 rounds.
Deploying in 10 seconds.
They're defending very well, so there's that.
Locate and defuse the bomb.
And you saw there, Taylor Swift fan was holding the spy cam before releasing it, because it does show on the planning tables for the attackers when a spy cam is deployed. There's like a little ping that goes out, and trying to prevent them from being notified of where it's happening at. Taylor Swift fan just slightly delayed on that shot. Some back and forth fire. Looks like Chris was the one taking some hits there.
They're playing it fairly safe.
Yeah, definitely taking more time. We're about a minute into the round, and so far no one has entered any doorway yet. Makeshift Plan might be the first one there. He's using that C2 we talked about earlier. Taylor Swift fan has repositioned slightly, has some steps off to the right. And Buick will take out Vinit. between Taylor Swiftfan and Buick. They're really covering this front. Buick being very aggressive. He's going to come outside, take out Swirly. Light will take out Operation. 3v4. Makeshift Plan takes out Buick. A big threat taken out. 3v3. Little drone usage there by Light. Gets taken out. The drone does, not Light.
Yeah, but
Taylor Swiftfan with the pistol kill on Light. RJ taking out Chris, leaving Makeshift Plan to have to go back behind the SWAT truck.
this is also his way of refilling his ammo, going back to the SWAT truck.
Yeah, he's got the P90. He certainly has the fire rate to be more aggressive. Nade out will creep out away from that. Plan taking out Taylor Swift. A big takeout there. Lots of pressure on. Plan has some more options here. Doesn't have to necessarily push. But trade with RJ. And Garage Cam Warriors take that round number 3. Up 3-0 on the attack.
Let's see how they do defending that.
Yes, and so Capland learned very quickly at the end of round 1 the value of patience. But the only and that was their best opportunity to get a win there at the end of round 3, and just couldn't pull it off. Now defending, we'll see if Garage Cam Warriors can go ahead and be as effective attacking against a Kaplan defense. Sawed-off shotgun for Light. I remember when that was first added to the game. I loved that thing.
Which one?
Sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah. I love that thing, honestly, because every time I'm defending in this map, it's like, because of the narrow corridors, that gun works perfect.
Yeah, if I may brag, I remember the first playtest after the sawed-off shotgun came out. I think I had like 20 kills with that thing. So, it's certainly
That's quite a brag. Because back then we didn't have deathmatch either, so it's not like you stacked up kills on a deathmatch.
Yeah, well, it was like Terror House too, which was like really, really tight entrance ways.
Yeah.
There's a lot more choke points on that.
Deploying in 10 seconds.
10 seconds left. Excuse me, 5 seconds left. I'm just mimicking the announcer in the game at this point. 5 seconds was actually left here. Garage Cam Warriors starting their attack. We have Buick with the ump, through with the Rattler. Taylor Swiftfan as well with that Rattler. We'll start the pre-firing early. Buick makes an early entrance. Operation takes out Swirly with the frag. Looks like he used that little vent up there to make that happen. RJ taking out Chris. 5v2. 5v3. Well, 5v1. Light and Vineet get taken out. Makeshift Plan.
All enemies have been neutralized.
Not a single death for Garage Cam Warriors, and that was an aggressive push in. They just got outgunned.
Kaplan needs to coordinate more, because they don't seem to be knowing where their teammates are.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They just kind of seemed to be holding points, but there was no adjustment being made as people were dropping, or any information going. If there no, we talked about this actually in the very last matchup before, but where we were saying that there is something that you see when someone communicates, "Hey, I've got this guy here. I got 1 here, 2 here, whatever the number is," and you see players shift, and we're just not seeing that from that first Kaplan defense round.
Yeah.
Use the planning table to find the bomb.
Round number 5, first floor kitchen. And we did mention previously about the first floor kitchen, talking about how this gets defended. If I go into the top-down view here, I mean, you see your only entrance options are that corridor and the maid's room. And so if you narrow down what you have to defend to those two choke points, you can have a really strong defense, especially against a team here that seems to be fragging quite well.
Deploying in 10 seconds.
Sawed off for Light, AKU for Vinit, and Swirly. Makeshift plan with the Kind Knight and another with Valkyrie for Chris. Some nades in Showcase. An aggressive push by Garage Cam Warriors. RJ just took out Light. Capland down one already. Vinit waiting for this kick in as he wedge through will take him out. Outgunned again. Swirly with the kill on through. 4v3. Swirly getting RJ. And from behind will get taken up by Operation. Chris will take out Operation coming from the storage. 2v2. Taylor Swift plan. Badass Buick is taken out by Plan. Taylor Swift with the blind fire takes out Makeshift Plan. 1v1. Chris holds back in storage. Taylor Swift Plan throws a flash. Looks like flash
He
themselves.
did. Yep.
All enemies have been neutralized.
Seems like that's
a network drop
that's
or
an
something.
unfortunate. That's an unfortunate.
Is-
We're speechless.
What?
That was unfortunate.
Oh wow, that was their time. It was. Oh my god. This was their moment. Oh no.
Well, hopefully they'll get it in the next one.
Yep. So Garage Cam Warriors will be taking that first game. That moves us on to Hotel Trouble. Hotel Trouble, we just saw that earlier. We have a little, the teams are going to swap sides as far as, who's attacking first and defending. With as aggressive as Garage Cam Warriors were on their attacks, they'll be attacking first. Do you think with a bigger map like Hotel Trouble, like we're just going to see that come into play here, just infiltrating the building?
Seeing how they went with this map, I think they'll do better in Hotel Trouble because they'll have more space to
It's more square footage.
Yeah, because I feel that the narrowness was making it harder for them to attack or even defend in this case.
Yeah, and that's the one thing with Residential House is you have narrow options for what you're going to do. In
Yeah.
this case, it's with Hotel Trouble. It's basically like a playground. Right?
Yeah, and even with the last round, the procedural prop placement kind of blocked off one of the corridors, which
Yes.
definitely did make it harder for attackers, and so the defenders had a good chance of winning.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. So we are looking at. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. So we have this game 2 to play. After that, tomorrow we'll have the other teams. I'm gonna pull up the schedule here. Boom. This is today's matches. Tomorrow we have game 2. The remaining players who have not been seen on the bracket yet. There we go. Profits and Basics team name and Metal Titans. Those teams will be tomorrow. But this game right now may decide who's going to face Booyah Boys in round 2. If Garage Cam Warriors take game 2 on Hotel Trouble, they move on. If Kaplan takes game 2, we will have one more to decide who's moving forward into round 2.
Wishing them good luck.
Yeah. And one thing too about this map is that like we were talking about, the way that we just saw them play in that first game is that if you have a fast moving team like Garage Cam Warriors, it's like almost like a cell that just like intercepts whatever defense they have set up. So Kaplan, if they're as scattered as they were in Residential House, this will be over quick. They need to be really coordinated for this defense.
It's the no shooting or killing.
I love we can see that in there. Oh man. So just a few things about the game here again, because there's some other changes. I actually got to mess with some of them yesterday. But Zero Hour is a first-person shooter. True. It's also a third-person shooter. True. And then we have this other body cam mode. I want to talk to you about the different how we have that set up. I was with the co-op.
Yeah, it's only in co-op though. So
Yeah.
I mean it's still a work in progress with the body cam, but it does its job, which is, you know, it tries to simulate how it would look like if, you know, if you're into that kind of immersion. And so this kind of, you know, makes sure that if that is your kind of thing, you can turn on body cam before you start your co-op gameplay, and then, you know, it's a lot harder than, you know, it seems though, because
Yes.
the body cam definitely is not, you know, gameplay friendly because it's literally stuck to your body. So.
Yes, yeah. It's not something like where I was actually messing with that in the co-op the other day, and it's a really cool, like, immersive little thing. And so that's why I like one of the things we like to play PvP a lot. But when I want to take a little PvP 0 hour break, I just jump into more 0 hour with co-op with these little cool little features. And then because you have the so much flexibility in the game for all types of players to enjoy. So even if PvP is not your thing, we have a co-op as available as an option.
You know, talking about third person, like recently I've been thinking, like, if we can improve the third person mode a little bit more, there's a chance we might bring that as an option in, you know, PvP as well.
Yeah, I mean it's
an
interesting.
Yeah.
It's definitely been fun to mess around with it and the different maps.
It's definitely not something you do in, you know, competitive or, you know, when playing tournament, but it's there just so that you can have fun.
Yeah, and also, yeah, actually talking about it's we talk about co-op, all the different missions that you have as well, but PvP, we're focused on certain maps for the tournament's sake, but there's a lot of maps to go through. How many maps are we at now?
I think 19.
19. That's a lot of maps. Yeah. So there's a lot of different and there's a lot of different options in there, and actually it's very interesting. It's more like what we've credited with some of these other maps has been like that same like architectural design, tight corners. Even the big maps are tight. So it's been it's always interesting to go through with the teams and come up with different strategies. And that's 19 locations, I guess we'll say, because when we talk about procedural plot placement, you essentially have like 5-10 times more than that.
Yeah, I mean, each map, each floor specifically has 10 variations at the moment.
Yeah, the let me see. I think actually these guys are ready to go. Ah, here we go. All right, yeah, they are all set. Good.
Wait,
We-
the team name is not.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
That was there we go.
I think we're ready.
Good. All right. All set. Let's get in it. Hotel Trouble. Game number 2. Garage Cam Warriors. They win this, they move on. Kaplan is fighting to stay in the tournament. Let's get it going. So for Garage Cam Warriors, once again, it's RJ, Taylor Swift fan, who was amazing in that game 1. Through Operations STFU, blanked. For Kaplan, it's Makeshift Plan, Chris, Swirly, Vinit, and Light.
Let's not make the same mistake as Saitama.
Yes.
Kaplan is defending first, so like defending is the easier
Use the
thing
planning
to
table
do. So
find the bomb.
I'm hoping that they can come around with this game.
Yeah, I mean, we're actually the main thing that they need to do here is it's kind of seems almost like redundant to just go and say like, oh, you need to get a win here. But if there's any a point in this tournament that you need to get a win, it's in the defense rounds. When you have a team
Yeah.
that plays as aggressive as Garage Cam Warriors does, that's essentially your round wins are going to come from your defenses. And Kaplan here is going to hope for. There's that door alarm. But yeah, they're essentially going to hope for to get at least 2. At least 2 puts them in a good position. But of course, if they could sweep, that'd be even better.
Deploying in 10 seconds. Locate and defuse the bomb.
We're in room 201. For the attackers, it's going to be RJ repelling with the ES-36 along with Taylor Swift fan.
Someone's in the sniper's nest, but I don't think they'll get a good. Nope.
Oh,
Oh,
operation!
he actually did.
Yeah,
He
with
did,
the
he got a kill
pistol,
from here.
with that revolver, he got the kill.
Yeah. Typically, you're supposed to use a sniper here, but okay.
Taylor Swift fan quickly does away with Swirly. The advantage, even if you don't get that kill, the advantage of that sniper's nest is just the information that you will provide your team. RJ takes out 2, gets traded actually with Light. Makeshift Plan takes out Taylor Swift fan. Makeshift takes out through 2v1. Plan has another one down the hall. Can't finish him. Blanked is at half health. Oh, doesn't quite get the nade where he wanted there. Will push. Nade out. The flash, I should say. Plan getting operation.
Hands up!
Blanked demanding compliance.
Not the right time.
It's 50 health to 15. But the way Plan's been
Seems to be
playing,
leaving a lot.
he might be able to pull this off. You see that indication where they believe, yep, he might be looking the wrong way.
Yeah.
Imperfect information, and Plan pulls it off! Kaplan takes round 1. What a job by Plan! Makeshift Plan getting 4 kills there, Light with 1. Well, we said that Kaplan needed to get some defense round wins on this map if they want a chance to move on, and they've done that to start it off.
They definitely did, yeah.
In a good position. Oh, Chris. Chris's disconnect in the first game. Maybe
Yeah.
it cost them that first game. I mean, you know, it would have been a tall order to come back from a
It
4-round
still
deficit.
might cost them this match, honestly.
But yeah.
The way
Use
he's
planning
leaving.
table to find the bomb.
Did rejoin back in time, though, I believe. Yeah, should have spawned
He
with the team.
joined.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. There's a like if you join ongoing and you know you're still in the planning phase, you will be able to spawn in. We're seeing that they have new places to defend because now there are new ways to come in. Also, I don't think they can use the sniper's nest this round.
Deploying
Yeah.
in 10 seconds.
We have a lot of stamina draining. We talked about that earlier. I could just hear.
They've used all their stamina just for moving around. Oh, he's trying with the sniper's nest again.
Yeah,
He's trying to
operation with the
aim
pistol.
at-
Hey.
Trying to get a look for room 302.
If it worked once. And about there is Swirly. We see Vinit on scaffolding. Ooh, Operations thinks he has a view on someone. I can't figure out who he thinks he has. I think maybe it was Light.
No, I think he's looking for someone. He just randomly shooting at this point.
Nade makes it into 304. Vinit has a rappel line, and it's disconnected. That still is some information for them. RJ got Swirly, and it looks like Operations will retreat. Blanked taking out Chris. Kaplan down to 3 men. RJ not getting pushed from the bathroom there, but there is Light there. Oh, Light gets out Taylor Swift. That's a
Oh.
huge, huge takedown. And not ready for the push by RJ, who will probably start the defuse now. Through takes out Makeshift. Makeshift plan, a rock for Kaplan. We'll see if Vinit can pull it off. Blanked will come in and take out Vinit. Tied up 1-1.
That was a good round. A lot of energy.
Yeah, that was actually not a bad job by Kaplan at all to defend that. It was just Garage Cam Warriors really just outplayed there with how they forced their way through that.
Yeah.
But we also talked about that too, how if you have a full force by one team pushing through, you can't be too scattered
Use
and
the
you have to
planning table to
adjust.
find the bomb.
Yeah. I mean, the defending team, they were too far off from the bomb, so I don't think they had a chance coming back.
Yeah, I think they actually held their positions well for the start, but then as the game progressed, where people are dying, you have to move and then change your plan up. It's the game kind of happens in unofficial phases, right? We do have our planning phase right now, but even within those 6 minutes you have in the round, there's the entry point, and then there's once the attacking team infiltrates the building, you have to make an adjustment for that. As they get closer to the objective, you have to make a adjustment for that, and that's what I'm seeing that Kaplan's kind of lacking right now. Is after entry, you're not really ready for what happens.
Deploying in 10 seconds.
2 seconds until the attacking
Located
team
and defuse the bomb.
begins. RJ, 4 kills this game.
Okay, Operation going for the sniper's nest again.
Yeah. RJ ready with the nade. I think he missed. Yeah, the flash. Oh, Through had a couple of opportunities there. About 3 business days late on the shot. And RJ
Ooh.
will take out Swirly for the first kill of the round. Some damage on Kaplan. Chris gets through. Blanked will take out Vinit, covering that hall. This is dangerous for Kaplan. Oh, not ready for where Light was, but comes back and get him. RJ will get that kill. This is really dangerous for Kaplan. When you let the attackers get this room on this floor, you're in trouble. Blank takes out Makeshift Plan, and it all will come down to Chris, who is probably having a connection issue again. There.
There.
Yeah. Yep. That's the room right there. When you have 302, if you have the attackers, if you give up 302 or 304, you're basically done. It becomes a lot harder for you as a defense to have to come back, and this is what we talk about, the phases of needing to be able to retreat back in, because now it's like, as the defenders, you become the attackers, and you have to go ahead and infiltrate that objective room when you give it up to the attacking team here, Garage Cam Warriors. But now teams will swap sides. Garage Cam Warriors will defend. And it is a bit of a tall order here. Kaplan facing elimination if they lose this game. Garage Cam Warriors are 3 rounds away from victory. And Kaplan just hoping
Use the planning table to
if they
find the
can
bomb.
win one of these rounds, they can force themselves back on defense. Fourth floor housekeeping.
This floor is very popular when, in terms of defenders choosing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the things they don't think about is, you can't be too far away from your objective. In this map at least, you have to stay close.
Yes, absolutely. And we see that it's like operations is. You see how he was like fixed on doing the sniper's nest as an attacker. Now he's ready on it here as a defender. He's set
Yes.
up for it.
Ooh, we do seem to be having one of them going in, and Chris has left, and he died.
Swirly gets hit by Operation, who's fixed on that door. Sometimes defending against yourself can backfire, because if you're not considering the whole team. But in this case, Drew gets light. But in this case, I think what actually is going on is like the Kaplan team was so hurt by Operations being in that sniper nest. They were like, all right, we're going to try it ourselves. It was almost like a bait.
Yeah.
I would rather see this team play closer together. Makeshift Plan will take out RJ. You see Taylor Swift fan was ready for that. Makeshift getting through as well.
They're in no position to be this far away from each other.
No, absolutely not. It's 2v3. And Plan is missing that stairway activity. Vinit backs out. A floor below is Makeshift Plan. Vinit's on the ground watching those stairs. Plan will carefully move up. With Plan above, Vinit should reposition. Elevator activity? Plan makes his motions known. Door closes on him. He's going to retreat. Vanit. Yeah, I want to see Vanit get closer to makeshift plan right there because
Yeah.
they, being outnumbered, they have to be together.
They're on the opposite ends. Hopefully they can use that.
Yes, and that's right. At the very least, like you wanted to see, yeah, because those stairways, they can be really deadly. You want to see them at least be on the same floor, which Vanit is now repelled off the staircase. About where makeshift plan will want to go. Operation in motion. Looks like plan and operation have been doing some elevator play there, some moving it up and down.
Seems that they're going in together at this point.
Yep. Grouped up. Vanit will make the motion upstairs first. Plan is now seems to be indicating he's going to watch the elevator. Operation had no intention of going in that elevator. He just pressed it. Vanit does hit Operation quite a bit. He's down to 62 health. Makeshift plan is now telling the defending team where he's at. Taylor's still set up with a frag. Good coverage here by Garage Cam Warriors. They do have both staircases covered. And you would think for Kaplan, maybe the stairs are not the only option. Vanit might be taking one of those options by going all the way down. I don't think Makeshift plan should be this close to the door, though. Vanit's going to go ahead and try to flank around somewhere else. Oh, boy. Blanked is ready on that scaffolding.
Yep. Doesn't seem to be good for them.
This is a disaster in
He's
the
going
making.
great. Oh.
And Vanit pulls it
Oh!
off!
He does pull it off. That's really good.
Now they have a man up front. That gives some more opportunities for Makeshift, but Operation will take out Vanit. Makeshift pushing in, gets Operation. Taylor Swift plan.
All enemies have been
Trade!
Ooh.
Round goes to Garage Cam Warriors. That bomb is still active, right?
Yeah.
Kaplan still looking for their first attack round as we go to round number 5. Wow, that was actually, I was really happy to see how they were approaching this. I was actually so scared for Vanit there, but I mean, man, that worked out. I would say
Yeah.
that was probably more. I'd hate to use the word luck because it definitely takes skill to get the kill there, but strategy-wise, like that could have gone completely the opposite way very quickly.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that, you know, they can utilize the whole team instead of, you know, like the last two men doing everything.
Yes, and that's something we have yet to see from Kaplan in either really kind of games that more like dominance from them. They're kind of like just getting by.
Yeah.
Operations has the C4. That could be very surprising for any oncoming Kaplan players.
He's not guarding the sniper's nest this time. And Chris left.
Oh.
deploying in 10 seconds.
And he joined. I'm hoping that he joins right on time. Yep, and he's gonna spawn.
Locate and defuse the bomb.
For the attacking team, we have Light coming in with a drone. Might not be a bad idea to use that early on to get some very, very quick information. On the attacking side, the makeshift plant, you see them working together, really tight. They're
This
all
time, yeah.
grouped up.
But they're
Light-
too tight. Yeah, it's too tight.
No, Vinit! Vinit takes out Light, his own teammate.
Oh, no.
It is 2v4. They decided to push up and be very aggressive very quickly. All stacked up into one choke point. Operations
And-
made will take out Vinit, and it is 1v4. I heard that empty out Swirly. Yep, Swirly needed to reload and stayed in the hall in the lobby. Once you hear that click, and I do like the sounds that like you get that little distinct, click, like you know that you've used your last bullet, and I don't think he was aware of that to retreat back in and reload. Bad foot placement.
Also, I in this map, I don't think the stairs you should be lined up like that. That's like, if they get you, you're all dead.
Yes,
Especially
absolutely.
like if a good, like a well placed nade would pretty much get everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I think they were just trying to go the aggressive route, and it's just didn't work out for them. That's not their style, and one could argue their style hasn't been working thus far, but I don't think playing what you're not is also necessarily the answer.
Yeah.
So for round number 6, Kaplan needs to win this. A loss here will cost them the tournament. Second floor conference room is the objective location. A foul on blanked. What do you think? You think I'm gonna get some hate in the comments for calling it a foul instead of a FAL? Or
Deploying in 10
I
seconds.
always feel like we get.
What? I call it a foul.
Yeah, right. I say foul.
Yeah.
See, people like to say how I pronounce things in the chat. Let's see. Oh right.
I mean, I think it's a different case when it comes to people's names.
Oh, operation taking us really
Oh.
fast. Light is gonna go with the shield approaching the stairs.
I don't think there should be. Yeah. No.
This is a bad peek, I think, by Benit. Once again,
They should not be pushing.
Light's in so much trouble right now, but he's going to push. Don't run out of that stamina because you can't attack. He's too aggressive. And of course, Taylor Swift has the
Jeez.
view to take him out. Too aggressive. Of course, we haven't talked about this with the but you need stamina to be able to use it, really.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, we talked about stamina being an economy, and when you're the shield carrier, that's basically like you don't have your typical bullets, but that's kind of your ammo. Can't run out of stamina there. Chris, makeshift, grouped up on the stairs. Vinit has made his way down, dropping down is blanked and will take him out by surprise. Looks like Chris is flashing, just blind firing there to close the door. That will cost you some HP. Don't think that was necessary, but they will pull back and find a new way in. 2v5. Bulletproof. Oh, RJ will get Chris. Makeshift plan taking out RJ. Needs to get behind cover. Cannot do it. Blanked will take out makeshift plan. And Garage Cam Warriors will be moving on.
Oop.
There's that
Like
car
the
alarm
top
again.
minute. Oh, that's
You
That's
adding
a
that to your
shame.
notes?
that's a shame.
uh, well.
That is to the notes, yes.
Well, that was an aggressive finish that didn't quite pan out. Let me.
They were just cornered,
Yeah,
nothing you can do.
yeah. I mean, we talked about this team not playing or to their style. They decided to try something else, and it's kind of, I guess, when you're desperate, maybe you throw a Hail Mary in there, but you really shouldn't, play against your style, right? That's
Yeah.
playing against what you know only puts you in an uncomfortable situation.
You can try something new, but it still can be, considering how you play the game.
Yeah.
There are a few ways that when I played, like I streamed as well, and we had to adapt to how the opponent was playing. And it doesn't technically mean that we have to change our style. It just means that okay, we have to understand how they play, and then use our what we're good at, use those aspects and plan our way through so that we can get all of them. Typically it worked, but a lot of the times we got our ass handed to us.
Yeah. Assets, yes. Handed to us, yeah. I mean, so that's going to be Booyah Boys and Garage Cam Warriors moving on. Capland and Enemy West are both out. Booyah Boys and Garage Cam Warriors play each other next weekend. Tomorrow, we will have just updated the schedule here. It's Team Name versus Profits and Metal Titans versus Bazix.
The first time I saw the bracket, I was like, okay, wait, team name.
Yes, team name is team
I'm
name.
I'm pretty sure that our guy did not make a mistake. I'm pretty sure that was the team's name.
Yes.
And then I asked, and I was just like, okay, good name, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so that will be the matchup tomorrow, though. Tomorrow's stream, we're starting at the same time. Let me come up to the schedule here. So that concludes day one. Day one is done. Day two begins tomorrow at 3 p.m. UTC. That is 11 a.m. for you East Coast folks in the U.S. And that'll conclude the end of round one at the end of tomorrow. Then we'll see what the matchup is going on in round two, complete the other half of that bracket. So good
Which
run.
takes place like a week later, right?
Yes, that will take place next week.
Almost a week, yeah.
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 So just to kind of remind everyone what they are playing for, you want to go ahead and say what are our winners going to be getting?
I actually don't have it on my.
Oh, you don't. Yes.
Screen right
So we have we have 2 cash prizes for first and second place. The $1,000 prize for first team, 500 for team 2, and the third place is going to be game keys. Everyone gets unique assets. Who finishes first, second, or third?
So, the first place winner is also getting an exclusive weapon aesthetic. So that's literally made for the league. So it's only you who gets to use it.
Nice. That's exciting.
And yeah, that's exciting because it's something you can showcase if when we do the next tournament, and we'll try to have another exclusive if we can, and then we feel that that's one way of having a part of you with the game.
Yeah, and we are at the end of the first day of 3 more days of tournament, but talking about exclusive stuff coming up. This isn't the end of tournaments either, right? We have upcoming ones that are maybe more region locked, and I think one for Bangladesh as well.
Yeah, we want to do a local one very soon, hopefully December or maybe January, based on which time works for everyone. But yeah, I'm sure like having region locked matches would be a lot better because right now I'm pretty sure in every team there's like a player and an EU player, sometimes even a player from Asia. So I feel like having region locks and then or having like local games would be a lot better because you'd not have the latency.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And so I think I'm really excited to see those other upcoming tournaments as well. I would say so for tomorrow, it's going to be the same start time for today, 3 p.m. UTC. If you want to see more of this, make sure you're following Zero Hour on Twitch, YouTube. This stream is also on Instagram and X, and I think I'm missing one. But you can follow the social medias, Facebook. You can follow Zero Hour on social media as well. Make sure that you're checking that out for any other kind of events because all of this tournament was also posted on the social media platforms. So it will be back on tomorrow, 3 p.m. UTC. See you guys then. Once again, a reminder of the bracket. Tomorrow, we're going to be watching the games between Team Name and Profits, and then Metal Titans and Bazix. Really exciting stuff to complete that second round bracket, see who's facing who. See you guys tomorrow. Have
See
a
you
good one.
guys. Good night.